There comes a moment every man dreads, the quiet shift when the woman you once thought was drawn to you begins to slip away. At first, it's subtle, a missed reply, a half-hearted laugh, a look that no longer lingers. Most men refuse to see it. They excuse it, they wait, they hope. But attraction isn't a mystery. It's either alive or it's fading, and the signs are always there for the man who dares to look. The truth is painful, but liberating. No perfect text, no extra patience, no grand gesture can make her feel what she doesn't. Chasing only lowers your worth, while clarity restores it. The modern world feeds men illusions, telling them persistence proves love. In reality, persistence in the wrong direction proves only one thing: you value her more than you value yourself. That's why this journey matters, because when you see the signs for what they are, you stop begging to be chosen and start choosing yourself. Hit like so more men find this truth. Subscribe to Stoic Station, your home for strength, stillness, and self-mastery. Drop a 1 if you've seen these signs before. Drop a 2 if you're seeing them now. And it all begins with the first truth, hidden in how she treats your time. Sign number 1. She disrespects your time. Time is the one resource you can never reclaim. Money can be earned back. Opportunities can circle around again, but the hours you give to someone are gone forever. That's why the way a woman treats your time reveals the truth about how she sees you. If she respects you, she respects your time. But if she doesn't, her actions will show it long before her words ever do. Too many men ignore this sign. They sit through lateness, forgive last-minute cancellations, or wait hours for replies, convincing themselves she's just stressed, busy, or going through a rough patch. But these aren't isolated slips. They are patterns, and patterns tell you everything you need to know. Picture this. You plan a dinner date for Friday night. She seems excited when she agrees. But just an hour before, a text comes through. Some flimsy excuse about forgetting she had something else to do. She promises to reschedule, yet the days pass, and she never brings it up again. That silence is not random. It's her way of telling you, without saying it outright, that your time is not important to her. The truth is simple but hard to swallow. People make time for the things and the people they truly want. If she valued you, she would carve out space no matter how crowded her calendar looks. Even the busiest woman finds ways to connect with the man she's genuinely drawn to. If she doesn't, your time becomes cheap in her eyes, and once it's cheap, it loses its power. The danger lies in what happens when you tolerate it. By excusing this behavior, you silently teach her that your hours have no weight, that she can cancel, delay, or ignore you without consequence. And the more you accept it, the more she tests it. You think patience will win her over, but in reality, it only lowers you in her view. Instead of seeing you as strong and steady, she begins to see you as desperate. But here's where you reclaim control. You don't do it through anger, but through boundaries. If she cancels, don't rush to chase her with a new date. Don't sit by the phone waiting for her to come around. Redirect that time into yourself. Hit the gym, call a friend, advance your career, or dive into a project that fuels you. Show, not through words, but through action, that your life moves with or without her. That shift forces respect, because a man whose time is valuable carries a presence that cannot be ignored. The woman who truly values you will never risk losing her place in your life by carelessly wasting your hours. The one who doesn't, she's already shown you her decision. Let her walk, because holding on only drains you of the very energy you need to build something better. And here's the deeper question you must ask yourself. If she doesn't even respect your hours, what do you think will happen when she stops valuing your presence altogether? Sign number 2. Her phone comes before you. Attention is the purest currency in attraction. When a woman is truly interested in you, her focus gravitates toward you. But if her screen gets more of her energy than you do, the message is undeniable. Something in her heart is no longer invested. Too many men miss this truth. They sit quietly while she scrolls, hoping she'll look up, hoping she'll laugh at their words the way she laughs at the glowing screen. But silence in that moment isn't strength, it's surrender. Picture this. You're sitting across from her at a cafe. You're speaking, but her eyes aren't on you. They're locked on Instagram, TikTok, or some chat thread. She smiles. She even laughs. But the punchline isn't yours. It belongs to someone else, somewhere else. And in that instant, you're not her priority. You're background noise. And here's the truth. When a woman truly values you, she puts the phone down. She wants to be present because connection with you matters. If she doesn't, then distraction becomes her way of escaping you without having to say the words outright. The danger comes when you accept this behavior. The moment you allow yourself to compete with a glowing screen, you've already agreed to be second place in her life. And once she knows you'll tolerate being second, she has no reason to give you more. You'll always be left fighting for scraps of attention against a device that never stops buzzing. The solution isn't to argue or beg for her eyes. It's to calmly reclaim your ground. If she pulls out her phone mid-conversation, pause. Say with steady composure, "I'll let you finish what you're doing." Then wait. A woman who values you will quickly put it away, realizing she was slipping. A woman who doesn't will keep scrolling, showing you exactly where you stand. The kind of woman who wants you will fight for connection because presence is the proof of desire. The one who doesn't will fight to stay distracted because your company no longer fuels her. And that leaves you with a bigger question to face. If she isn't just distracted by a screen, what happens when she claims she's too busy for you altogether? Sign number 3. She's always too busy. Everyone's busy. That's the excuse people use when they don't want to face the truth. Because when someone truly matters, we bend time to make space. We text on lunch breaks, we call during a short drive, we rearrange plans just to steal an hour together. That's how people show value, by making you part of their crowded world. But when a woman isn't interested, suddenly everything becomes impossible. Replying to a message feels like climbing a mountain. Meeting up for a quick coffee is too much. Even a 5-minute call is overwhelming. And yet, when you glance at her life from the outside, she isn't too busy for her friends, for her favorite shows, or for scrolling through social media at midnight. She isn't too busy for life. She's just too busy for you. This is where many men trap themselves. They hear, "I'm just really busy right now," and cling to hope. They wait, believing that one day her schedule will magically free up, and then she'll suddenly have time again. But that day never comes, because it's not about time, it's about priority. By accepting this excuse, you put yourself at the bottom of her list. And once you accept the bottom, you never climb higher. The real danger is the self-deception. You tell yourself she's stressed, overloaded, just going through a phase. But deep down, you know the truth. If she wanted to see you, she'd find a way. And by waiting around, you're not proving loyalty, you're proving you'll settle for crumbs. The answer is to stop waiting. Don't chase her when she's less busy. Respect yourself enough to step back and redirect your energy where it's returned. Build your life so full that no one woman's excuses can stall your momentum. Because the right woman won't hide behind her calendar, she'll make time for you. The wrong one will hide behind busy forever. And that leads us to the next painful sign. If you do manage to spend time together, but every conversation feels lifeless and forced, what does that reveal about where her heart truly is? Sign number 4. Conversations feel forced. Real attraction breathes life into words. When two people are drawn to each other, The conversation never needs effort. It flows, it grows, it lingers. She asks, you answer, then she asks again. She laughs, she shares, she builds on what you say. That's how interest feels, alive, effortless, natural. But when she's not interested, every word turns heavy. You ask how her day was, and she says, fine. You share a story, she nods without curiosity. You throw in a joke, she forces a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Suddenly, every exchange feels like dragging a boulder uphill. You're carrying the weight, and she's just waiting for the moment it ends. Many men make a crucial mistake here. They think if they just improve their game, be funnier, more interesting, more clever, she'll magically light up. But you can't talk someone into attraction. Interest creates the spark for conversation. Skill alone can't manufacture it. When you're the only one keeping the dialogue alive, the truth is brutal but simple. She's not invested. And the cost isn't just exhaustion. It eats away at your self-esteem. You walk away questioning yourself. Am I boring? Not good enough? Did I say something wrong? When the reality is she's already checked out emotionally. She's not searching for ways to connect. She's searching for ways to politely disengage without looking cruel. The solution is to stop forcing connection where there is none. A woman who values you will want to know your stories, your thoughts, even the small things. She'll carry her side of the conversation because curiosity drives her to. If she doesn't, it's not about your words. It's about her heart not being there. So take the weight off your shoulders. Don't exhaust yourself pulling dead words out of her. Save your voice, your humor, your stories for someone who's eager to hear them. Because when attraction is real, you won't need to fight to keep the conversation alive. It will fight to keep you talking. And this leads to a harsher truth. If she can't even engage you with her words, what does it mean when she avoids being alone with you altogether? Sign number 5. She avoids being alone with you. Attraction always seeks closeness. When a woman truly wants you, she looks for the moments when it's just the two of you. Because intimacy grows in private spaces. That's when walls come down, chemistry deepens, and connection feels undeniable. If she's drawn to you, she'll make excuses to spend time alone, even if it's just a short walk or a quick coffee. But when she isn't interested, the opposite happens. She avoids those one-on-one moments like they're traps. She'll invite her friends to tag along. She'll insist on meeting only in public settings. She'll accidentally cross paths with you, but never where intimacy could happen. And here's the truth. She's not protecting her shyness. She's protecting her boundaries because she doesn't want to risk sending you the wrong signal. The tragedy is that many men convince themselves this is harmless. They settle for being near her, even in groups, believing that proximity means progress. They tell themselves, at least I'm spending time with her, but what they're really doing is accepting the role of background character in her social life. They confuse presence with connection, when in reality, she's already locked them into the friend zone. And here's the brutal fact. Comfort without attraction doesn't build romance, it buries it. The more time you spend in her orbit without true intimacy, the further away you drift from being seen as a man she desires. By chasing private moments she clearly doesn't want, you're not breaking down walls, you're reinforcing them. The solution is to respect the message she's sending. Don't chase intimacy where it isn't invited. Instead, channel your energy into building a life so magnetic that the right woman wants your private time, not avoids it. Because when she's genuinely drawn to you, she won't let others stand in the way of being alone with you. And that leads to another sign, just as undeniable. When her words may sound polite, but her body is screaming the truth. What happens when her body language shuts you out, even without a single word spoken? Sign number 6. Her body language shuts you out. Words can be polite, but the body rarely lies. A woman's true feelings are often written in the angles of her shoulders, the direction of her gaze, the way she positions herself when you're near. When she's interested, her body leans toward you. Her arms remain open, her eyes meet yours, and her presence feels inviting. She finds subtle excuses to bridge the distance, brushing your arm, adjusting closer, holding eye contact a little longer than needed. That is attraction without words. But when she isn't interested, the shift is obvious. She turns slightly away, even if she's standing right beside you. Her arms cross like a shield. Her eyes dart around the room instead of meeting yours. If you lean in, she subtly pulls back, as if every inch you move forward is one too many. Her energy feels closed, like she's putting invisible walls between you and her space. This is where many men blind themselves. They cling to her words. Maybe she smiled. Maybe she was polite. Maybe she said, "I had a nice time." And they ignore what her body has been shouting all along. Stay back. They mistake coldness for shyness, distance for playing hard to get. But body language is brutally honest. It reveals the truth that lips won't speak. And here lies the danger. The more you ignore those signals, the more desperate you look. Chasing someone whose body recoils from yours isn't bold, it's needy. And neediness suffocates attraction faster than rejection ever could. The solution is awareness. Pay attention not only to what she says, but to how she moves around you. If her posture is closed, respect it. If her eyes avoid yours, believe it. Confidence doesn't come from pushing harder. It comes from having the self-respect to walk away when her body tells you she's already gone. Because a man who can read silence in posture, who can hear the truth in a glance, is a man who never wastes his time begging for what isn't there. And that brings us to the final and most cutting sign, when she doesn't just ignore you, but openly gives her attention to someone else right in front of you. What does it mean when she flirts with another man while you're standing there watching? Sign number 7. She flirts with others in front of you. Attraction doesn't scatter, it focuses. When a woman is genuinely interested in you, she directs her energy toward you, even in a crowded room. She makes you feel chosen. But when she laughs a little too loudly at another man's jokes, touches his arm as she talks, or locks eyes with him in that playful, lingering way, while you're standing right there, the message cuts deep. It's not confusion, it's clarity. Many men misinterpret this moment as a challenge. They think, if I step up my game, if I outshine him, she'll see my worth. But attraction doesn't work like a contest. You can't compete your way into someone's desire. The more you try to prove yourself against another man, the smaller you look in her eyes. Instead of drawing her back, you sink further into the role of someone chasing approval he'll never win. And here's the truth. A woman who values you won't put you in that position to begin with. She won't make you feel like you're in competition for her attention, because her focus will already belong to you. If she's comfortable openly giving it to others, it's because she no longer fears losing yours. The danger is staying in that moment, convincing yourself it doesn't mean anything, telling yourself she's just being social. But deep down, you know, the spark that once made her eyes lock onto you is now gone, and pretending otherwise only keeps you trapped. The solution is dignity. Refuse to fight for her focus. Refuse to play games where you're meant to be the prize, not the contestant. A man of worth doesn't beg for a spotlight. He walks away and lets the room feel his absence. Because the right woman will never make you compete for her loyalty. And that's the final clarity. When she openly flirts with others in front of you, she's already shown you her decision. The strongest move is not trying to win her back. It's choosing yourself and letting her see what she lost. When a woman truly values you, you won't have to guess. She'll respect your time, give you her attention, and create space for you no matter how crowded her life feels. But when she's not interested, the truth reveals itself in 7 clear signs. She disrespects your time. She hides in her phone. She claims to be too busy. Conversations feel lifeless. She avoids intimacy. Her body language closes off, and she flirts with others right in front of you. Each of these is her silent way of telling you you are not her priority. Too many men ignore these signals, hoping persistence will change her heart. But persistence in the wrong direction doesn't create love, it erodes your self-respect. By tolerating neglect, you don't gain her admiration, you lose your own strength. The Stoics remind us, your worth is not proven by waiting to be chosen. It's lived out by choosing yourself. The right woman won't make you question where you stand. She'll show you with consistency, presence, and effort that you matter. So pay attention. Don't settle for crumbs of attention or scraps of affection. Walk with dignity, because the moment you stop chasing what isn't yours, you open the door to the connection that is. And that kind of love, the one that meets you with equal effort, is the only love worth keeping. If this message brought you clarity, don't just watch in silence. Act. Hit like, so it can reach more men walking this same path. Subscribe to Stoic Station, your home for strength, stillness, and self-mastery. And in the comments, share your thoughts. Share your story. What signs have you noticed? Which moments have tested your patience, your resolve, the most? Because when you speak your truth, you don't just release your own weight. You light the path for another man, one who needs to hear it. Stay disciplined. Stay unshakable. This is Stoic Station.